shit.
All right, let's go. New year, new us. Did we record the last episode last year? I think we did, right? That was before New Year's. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. That was 2021.
All right.
When we were on our bullshit. Now we're not.
Yeah, now we're a much more kind of serious, like I'm hoping we take like a serious academic bent this year. We're going to evolve. We're going to be talking about growing our net worth. We're going to be talking about crypto. We're going to be talking about investing in real estate, and doing a lot of drugs. So join us.
Yeah, a lot of uppers. Definitely going to be looking into NFTs too. Lots of
definitely NFTs. for sure. Yeah, dude. I'm trying to save up for my first Bored Ape Yacht Club fucking thing or whatever.
I saw a funny tweet. It was like, just invested in a painting, aka analog NFTs.
Was that a ContraPoints tweet?
Maybe. It was.
So that she was like, I bought so an oil painting, aka analog NFT. Dude, that's what it is. We had a brief 20 years of artistic freedom, but now it's going back. Images are going to have one owner. The internet is going to be increasingly more like 16th century France.
What's so epic about it is that that's true, but it'll also be like the easiest it's ever been to just steal shit from rich people.
Epic, dude. This is how the revolution begins. Dream. We did it.
He doesn't have to go steal gold anymore. He can just screenshot NFTs and give them to the poor.
Dude. Like worthless garbage. Dude, did you ever watch that? I have a cultural theory. Did you ever watch that Robin Hood movie from Disney with like the fox?
The animated one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it all the time.
I'm convinced that movie created furries. You can't tell me it didn't, dude.
I mean, it's certainly possible.
Like, look up how many people online who talk about how hot the fox is.
I was about to say he's kind of fucking hot. Like he's arguably hotter than who was it? The dude from 300 who played Robin Hood in the live action one from like the 90s or whatever. Who was that?
No, I think that was Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah, it was definitely Russell Crowe. So much hotter than Russell Crowe. Russell like everything about him should be hot, but he's just not somehow.
And then he got thick.
Yeah, he got way too thick. Even Gladiator Russell Crowe, I don't think is like good looking.
Yeah, oddly no. Yeah, Gerard Butler was always the better looking of the two, but definitely like the worst actor, probably.
But he's so epic,
dude. He's so cool. We all want to be that guy on some level.
The fucking like the movies he made with the president's been kidnapped or
White House Down and like all those shit. Down movies.
It reminds me of like the like person who's like should have like the person who made it big doing so. It's like a one-hit wonder or whatever. You made it big doing something, and then like 20 years later you're depressed and you're alone and no one remembers you anymore, and so you're like trying to like relive the good old days, but it's like worse somehow. It's not quite as far as the Steven Seagal shit, but it's like on that path where he's like trying to be Mr. Action epic fighter boy, but he's like too old and not a good enough actor to like play it in a real movie, or it's not just slow-mo shots.
Dude, we got to get hammered and watch some Steven Seagal movies. I did with my brothers, as inspired by the video that I think everyone has seen on this point on the internet. In hopes that they would be like so bad they're funny. They're so bad they're boring. There's one that's like I think it's called Flight of Fear. No, but if you get drunk, it's a good time because you can just.
Well, I might just get good blazed off my mind tonight. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to the real world. Picking up them pre-rolls.
I'm having. Because the thing is, anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I do want to watch. I feel like I gotta watch them just because like that's everyone's first that's like their it's their gateway drug to fucking Come Town is the Steven Seagal video.
Yeah. That's how you get people started, dude.
Yeah, so I feel like I've got to watch the movies just for the meme, but I'm not sure I really want to.
I don't know that it's worth it, dude.
I don't know if it's worth it. I think it's more of a punishment than like the idea of it. It's sort of like watching the prequels to laugh at them. It's like the idea of it's kind of funny. It's not a great analogy, but it's sort of similar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we tried to do that at the beginning of the show, and it was more just painful than it was.
Yeah,
really
dude, it was
funny.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was not good. Speaking of which, I saw a video on Twitter today of Hayden Christensen back on set or whatever, and he's looking thick.
Is he
thick, Anakin?
Dude, is he gonna be thick in the Darth Vader suit?
If they find a way to like make the Darth Vader suit fat.
Dude, not gonna lie, that would kind of look epic though.
Vader's a member of the community.
Dude, I don't know. He still looks pretty intimidating, even when he's thick.
Thick Vader.
Oh man.
I feel like Ewan in his British accent could deliver that line in a way that like he could be like, all right, we're like he could convince the producers to put it in the movie of like being like damn Anakin, you're looking thick.
There must be some way.
Accent. Yeah.
Ewan McGregor still looks
so good. That dude is a god.
How is he aging that well? Yeah, he still looks good. What the hell?
He is one of the people who like to just like motorcycle around the country. They always have phenomenal hair, or around the world, really. They always have great hair and they just like don't age. People on motorcycles.
Dude, that's the trick.
Yeah. Just ride your motorcycle everywhere you go.
That must be probably what it is, honestly, is because the wind is blowing into your face. So it like stretches the skin back. And it like gives you the nice windswept hair. Yeah.
Yeah, your hair is constantly it's like a natural fucking flow that's being added to your hair. Although in theory, I would imagine the UK is cucked enough that they definitely have to wear helmets.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah.
But you know once he's out of range of the police. No, I mean he's
Ewan could get away with it. Yeah. What level of famous do you think you have to be in order to like not have to ever worry about getting a speeding ticket?
I think once you're knighted in the UK, you're good. I don't know, dude. I think like it even depends on the town you're in, because if you're like a hot shot in like a nowhere town and you're like the guy, like honestly.
But also it's tricky because you could argue that once you reach that level of famous, you're not actually ever driving yourself anywhere anymore.
Yeah. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say like a successful high school athlete does not have to worry about getting pulled over. I think it's an extremely low bar.
What?
If you're like a hot shot, if you like play football in the Midwest and like your high school is like decent and you're like, you know, star of the team or whatever. Yeah, dude. If you're QB1.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about, I'm not talking the local fucking whatever, the police like jerking off to the fucking.
I'm talking about real America here. I'm talking about real America. You're talking about Pedowood,
about
dude.
The Midwest. No, I'm talking about like someone who's like in a town where they're not from.
Who's the least famous person? I'm going to say porn stars. I think any porn star can get away with it.
Yeah, but that's banking on the cop being into
porn.
Yeah.
Do cops watch porn, do you think?
Definitely. Dude, it must get so boring just sitting in a car and waiting for someone to speed.
Yeah, dude. There's always
find new ways to entertain themselves.
This one cop who hangs out at the end of the street. And more often than not, he's just fucking sleeping in the cruiser.
See, that's
pretty epic.
Do you think his car like beeps at him if someone like speeding real fast by him?
Yeah, probably. I'm sure they've got something rigged up.
You should see if you go fast enough where like you could get away in the time that it takes him to wake up.
Well, I live right up the road, so if I like blaze past and then cut a left like immediately, then I could vanish.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how that works.
We got to try it, dude.
Yeah, that's always my thing with car chases and movie scenes. I feel like more often than not, just like get off the highway, bro.
Yeah, just like lose them in a neighborhood or something.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's easy. We've done it all the time. Listen to us. Take our advice. Oh, man. All right. Well, how are your New Year's resolutions going?
You know, I didn't really like make any. I've never been into that. I think it's because I'm like such like an anxious person that I'm like year round trying to make resolutions all the time about like now my life's gonna fucking change because I'm, you know, I don't know, I'm fucking whatever bullshit we've talked about before. Yeah. So I do that all the time. It's not like a once a year thing like normal people. So I don't really like have like a reason to be like, oh, new year, new me, rah rah rah. It's just like, okay, next day, moving on.
That's honestly probably a healthier approach. Well, good for
yes
you, dude.
And no, but that like most people only have to go through that feeling of letting themselves down like once a year. I do it like every other week.
I guess that's a good point. But if you do it every other week, on some level, you must be kind of more over it. Maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe
kind
not.
of. I don't know. It's a weird relationship with it, but also like somewhat there is still more progress being made, even if I'm never living up fully to what I say I want to do. Like if I'm constantly pushing myself, like I do get better at things over time. Like I know how to fucking lift. I know how to do music. I know how to do a lot of things that I'm like, now I'm going to dedicate my whole life to it. And then I never actually do that because dedicating 24 hours a day to one thing is never actually a good idea. But
anyways. We'll never say never.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who. I guess I could be Sam Harris and go meditate in the woods all day. But minus that, it's hard to imagine myself doing something 24 hours a day.
One thing forever.
One thing forever. It sounds like torture.
Speaking of Sam, speaking of our friend of the show,
of the
Sam Harris.
This is dude. He's gonna sue us for libel. No, Sam, you're my friend. I promise.
Sam. Do you still use the Waking Up app?
Off and on. I've been feeling pretty good. I've been on a good stretch where I've been like feeling good. So like my motivation to meditate isn't really there. So I haven't used it recently. But I like, yeah, there are times I'm like, all right, my life's getting a little too overwhelming. I'm gonna hop back on that shit.
Have you because there's like different courses on it, right? Have you done the introductory one?
Yeah, I've run through the intro course like multiple different times.
Okay.
And I've read his book, Waking Up, and I've done some of the other courses on there. And then a lot of the times I just will do like the daily meditations.
Yeah, I'm trying to push myself to do the Headless Way course, which I feel like it feels kind of like bullshitty. It's constantly this like, because I really like how Sam kind of delivers the, like, memes aside, don't agree with the guy on everything, but I feel like his way of communicating the concepts around like mindfulness and meditation and kind of like sense of self are really good and really like click with me. This Headless Way shit is out there, man. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm not sure I've done that one. Is it by Sam?
No, it's some British dude.
Some British dude. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I would say of warning is just that Sam's delivery, I think it's great, and it's my go-to meditation app. But it's like you sort of want there to be like, you know, it's just this like nice mindfulness thing, like it's not political or whatever. So it's just sort of like you can be like, all right, I disagree with Sam on this, I agree with Sam on that, whatever. The meditation's good. The problem is that he's sort of in his view of the self and the ego and mindfulness and all these things, wrapped into it is his view of free will. And he has a view of free will that the vast majority of people in academia don't agree with. So like, it's hard to, once you know it and can pick it up, it's hard to avoid it, because there are like statements he makes regarding his worldview and his view that no one has free will that pop in there that might not be like everyone might not agree upon. And certainly, you know, some philosophers would get all pissy and this, that, and the other thing. Not that it really matters. I don't think it takes away from the actual experience of meditating, but that would just be like my one thing of just like, that does, like every once in a while he'll throw something in there about the self and like our inability to ever make any choice. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
hold on. Okay.
So this is, I as a total kind of, you know, layman to this world, I guess I would have suspected that assuming that there is no free will is the default position. So what you're saying is in academia that is not
very
the
much
case.
Not the case. No.
Okay.
There are not many hard determinists like Sam.
Okay.
I'm not even sure I could name another. The default position is compatibilism.
Okay.
So accepting scientific determinism and maintaining that free will is compatible with determinism. But Sam just takes the sort of view that if any action is the necessitated result of the different actions that came together to result in whatever, you get my point. It's like then choice is an illusion.
Yeah.
Because if something resulted the way it resulted, then it could have only resulted the way it resulted given the circumstances that led it to result in the way it did.
Right.
So if that's always the case, then no one actually has free will, according to Sam. So it's a little bit easier to understand his position than compatibilism, but I'm not sure it's like super interesting and it's like worth getting super into. I'm happy to if you want, but it's just like a thing to throw out there into the world, is that most people don't agree with that.
Okay, so here's my thought on this, right? If you accept, so it seems like where Sam is coming from, that if we live in a purely kind of mechanistic universe, which it seems like we do, then under that assumption, it doesn't seem like there's any room for free will there. So how does compatibilism balance the two? Because they seem diametrically opposed, and I'm not sure.
So understanding compatibilism is a little bit tricky, and it's tough to explain it simply, and that's sort of why I think that's why it's sort of more shocking that there aren't more hard compatibilists, because it's pretty, you know, if you think about it in the context of like, okay, it's like Sam's go-to thing will be like, there's an illusion that we could have done otherwise. In other words, if a time machine existed and you were to rewind time, or actually time machine's a bad example. What would be much better is that movie with the guy who has the clicker who can like fast forward and rewind. Sure. So if I'm like watching two people have an argument and I rewind and I keep rewinding and I keep rewinding, if you think about it in that context where I as an outside observer are just watching, then there's the illusion, according to Sam, is that of one could have done otherwise. In other words, you know, maybe if I rewind this time, this guy will take a deep breath and won't call his wife a bitch or whatever. But in reality, when you think about the neural whatever shit firing in your brain, if you rewind every single time, he's gonna say
it's gonna go off the same. That's kind of what I meant by like exact thing every single purely time. Mechanistic universe.
Yeah. So that's and so when you think about that, you're like, oh, holy shit, wow, yeah, it is kind of hard to picture what free will would look like in that scenario. And it's sort of maybe the easiest way to explain it is it's sort of a it's a fallacy of a predetermined outcome, where we're judging one final outcome as the only possible result given the neural firings and all these different outside factors and this, that, and the other thing that resulted in that one outcome, but we're not taking into God, it's fucking hard to explain.
So I'm going to try and state this in a metaphor, and then maybe you can play off the metaphor or not, right? So I think it sounds like Sam's view, and correct me if I'm wrong here, is that the hard determinist thing is like, if you think of the brain as basically like a really complicated algorithm, right? Or like a computer or a computer program. If you feed a computer program the same inputs over and over again, you're always going to get the same outputs.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So that said, how do you factor in, or where does compatibilism start, or how could there be a fallacy of a predetermined outcome? It's not that the outcome is, well, I guess it is in a sense predetermined, but
it's hard to explain. I remember one of the go-to examples that helped me understand it had something to do with a brick being thrown and someone ducking out of the way of a brick, and it was like very helpful in me understanding the argument, and I wish I could fucking remember. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to word it in a easy, simple fucking way.
Well, this can be my homework for the next podcast. Is I'll look into compatibilism and report back, and you can tell me all the ways I am wrong.
Yeah, I just want to, let me just fucking Google this shit real quick. See if I can get a quick thing that'll jog my memory. So I guess maybe the way to put it would be something like this, right? Is that compatibilism isn't stating that we have free will in the traditional understanding of free will. More, it's stating that the what causes our brain to send the neurons firing the way it does is based off of human emotion and human desire, and that is a totally subjective and random thing. So it's sort of like there's no mechanism going on there that's causing me to feel one way versus another way. It's sort of like that initial feeling of human emotion or whatever the hell is then triggering the brain to make decisions, and that it's something along those lines. And so
the human emotion basically in this kind of computer program is a random or pseudo random seed that can alter how the algorithm processes things.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Okay, all right, I mean, we're getting there.
But generally speaking, but even compatibilism, my memory of it, and I haven't studied it since junior year of college, and fucking we're now like 2 years out of college, so it's been like 3 years or whatever. But it certainly it isn't compatibilism isn't arguing that we have full-blown free will the way a lot of people traditionally think we do.
Right. Right.
It still is trying to find a way to and so there are all sorts of like mumbo jumbo academia bullshit articles about it. But generally speaking, that is the consensus view. And my guess is that has something to do with just a human instinct of wanting that to be the case.
Yeah.
And trying to find ways to make that work. But there are lots of really good arguments for it. And so when we've got some that I remember reading and getting into and whatever the fuck and writing my junior thesis on it. But like when you find arguments that sound good, that support something that we want to believe in, then it's like, okay, the majority of people are going to go that route.
Yeah, for sure. Where do you personally fall or decline comment?
As a general rule of thumb, I think it's helpful for a lot of people. I think the world would be a much better place if most people could. This is a very politician answer of me. So it's like sort of
okay.
It's like answering on the same topic, but not giving a direct answer. Where I think that the world would be a much better place if more people could think of themselves as could recognize how much of who they are, where they are in life, the decisions they make, how much those things are all effects of outside circumstances which we have no control over, as opposed to I'm here purely because I made all of these decisions to get me here. I think the world would be a much better place if people could recognize how much environment affects outcome. That's my answer.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what a very politically correct way of saying decline comment. But I mean, yeah, I agree with that, and I think a lot of people probably would. So basically, what you're saying is you're too much of a pussy to take a stance.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask you. We're going to do an experiment. I'm going to ask you the same question when we do the Pink Whitney episode at the beginning of February, and then we'll see what you really fucking think. Or sooner, dude. I don't know.
If I get really fucked up, will I be all in on? Will I be like, fuck philosophy? That's some fucking gay ass bullshit for kids who like are scared to talk to girls, or will I be all in on like, I'm smarter than everyone else. Free will doesn't exist. Debate. Like I don't know which way.
That depends on your mood.
I could go either way. And it all has to do with like how my day has been, which is furthering my point. That it really is. This is all just based on like mood and outside circumstances.
All right, so what kind of day do you think triggers which response?
I think if I get laid, if I've been like had sex in like the past week or two, then 100% free will, 100% fuck philosophy. If you know, if girls are telling me to fuck off at the bar, like they were on, I had a rough night on New Year's Eve with trying to talk to people, like a bunch of people being like, excuse me, like stay away, like calling me liars for, I got called a liar by 2 different girls for introducing myself.
What?
Yeah. It's like, I was like, hey, I'm Chris. Like I literally got no further than like, hey, I'm Chris. And I got the first one was borderline. She's like, yeah, okay. Sure, and then left. And then the other girl was like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't fuck with liars. I was like, okay. So that was my night. So if I've had one of those nights recently, then I'll be all in on free will's a myth. I think that'll be the determining factor.
Dude, you know what it was? You were probably burned out from the night prior.
No, I was burned out because that wasn't even the night after. That was
the night after.
That was Saturday night.
Oh, so that was New Year's Day.
Wait.
Yeah. Because we went out on the 30th.
Oh, yeah. It was New Year's Day. Whoa. Wait. What? No. Wait, what did I do?
We went out Thursday night.
We went out Thursday.
And that went
Friday.
Horribly.
No, that went incredible. What are you talking about? That was so much fun.
I mean, it was a lot of fun, but oh man, I don't know. I was like, am I a bad person the whole time? So
why were you asking if you're a bad person?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, like, you know, I caused you to fumble your goals, and then we literally
I'm very thankful that I did not have sex with a girl who was a virgin when I was like fucking hammered and on coke. I am very thankful that did not take place. So you did not fumble any bag.
That was a bad situation. Do you remember on you probably don't because you were occupied, but on the Uber ride back to their place, during which I was fifth wheeling,
kissing me, and I was trying not to, but anyways. Sorry.
But the girl who was riding shotgun kept calling me autistic. And I was like, dude, this is really like out of pocket. Like, this is really like.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like, I'm reasonably.
Why?
This may be like a manufactured memory of my ego, like trying to get to me. I don't know, dude. I kind of started like, I was like making jokes or whatever. And like, I'm kind of an asshole, but like, that's my personality. And she was either like not picking up what I was putting down or was picking it up and was like trying to fire back, but the firing back was just like, you have autism. Like, dude, that's a lot right there. Well, but yeah,
then hell yeah, I'm glad I fucking bounced and pissed off her friend.
Also, their apartment pissed me off. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I think I saw string lights and I was like, this is bad vibe. I don't even remember.
You don't fuck with the string lights?
I don't, dude. I do not fuck with string lights.
I fuck heavy with string lights. I love
Dude,
the vibe.
girls with string lights?
No, not
dude.
girls. It's when you've got the fucking like neon, when you got like not even neon, when you've got like warm colored fucking string lights. Oh, it's such a good vibe for creativity. It helps the musician in me loves some warm yellow, orange, like burnt colored lights. Not any of this fluorescent bullshit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like
how's the apartment?
All my shit's there. But got a lot of fucking unpacking to do tomorrow. And that's the main thing in me that's like, oh, do I really want to go out tonight and have to deal with literally setting up my entire apartment hungover? But then the other part of me is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that is clearly the fucking Sigma move to do.
Yeah, that's clearly
the thing to just be drinking coffee the entire day.
Yeah.
And
come on,
yeah,
dude.
So I'm like, okay, fucking go out. But then again, it's already like 10 o'clock and I'm like not drunk. So it's like, do I just get high? Anyways, these are the back and forths in my head that no one else really gives a fuck about. So.
But really, I mean, if you think about it, the outcome is all predetermined anyway.
Yeah. So why
you already know what you're going to do. And actually, I already know what you're going to do as well, because I've done the math. And Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me. The numbers don't lie.
Sacrifice. The numbers don't lie. What an epic video. Did you? I don't know why this reminded me of it, but like meme YouTube. Since the two of us last played Warzone, the game, the devs all went on Christmas break and the game broke so bad. They forgot to take Krampus out of the game. So he's in there for like over a month. And there was a double barrel shotgun glitch where they just like whatever they were like so overpowered that like on a normal day, like they would have been like nerfed like the next day, but it was like 2 straight weeks of like Modern Warfare 2 level broken shotguns. But the funniest one was there was a skin he just threw on. And if someone, I don't know, this is such a like random thing, which is like so confusing to me with how computers work. Like, how does this glitch come to be the case? But if you use this skin and you're more than 30 meters away from an enemy, all they can see is your head.
So you're basically invisible.
You're invisible.
You're just like a floating head.
You're just a floating head. It was like incredible. And then everyone was using it. So like the final, like all the good people. So like the final circle where it's like 15 people, just heads.
Just floating around and shooting at each other.
Floating heads. Shooting the same goddamn shotguns at each other. The game it was incredible. I mean, it was terrible, but it was
I've been meaning to ask if you wanted to play Warzone, but no, I'm kind of glad I didn't ask, because that sounds like cancer.
It's incredible, because we just throw on the skin and we can run around and no one.
That's true. Is the skin?
We could also hop in planes. I don't even know. I haven't even. My PS4 also like fucking broke. It's like telling me I can't play. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Wonderful. So something fucked up with the game, and I Googled it. I got this error message I hadn't seen before, and I Googled it. And usually there's some like setting I have to change whenever I see these things or something like that. But no, this time they're like. It's like a giant Reddit thread of all these PS4 users running into this error message and people being like, I've re-downloaded the game. I've fully deleted it. I've hard reset my PS4 and nothing's fucking working. You just can't play. So
is it an account issue or like a PS4 issue?
No,
like
it's a PS4. There's a recent update or some shit like fucked up. It has something to do with the game. In the PS4, there's some code that like isn't lining up or something, so it's causing this error message right when you try and hop in a game. But it has something to do with like it. Like what they were saying when I was reading it was like if you're on PC, it would be something where on PC, I guess you have the ability to like repair like files that aren't.
Yeah, like corrupted files.
Yeah, exactly. It's something to do with that. But on PS4, that option doesn't exist. So it's just like if the shit's corrupted, you're just fucked.
You're fucked. Awesome, dude.
So I'm just like, yeah, I'm fucked. So either they're gonna release an update that'll somehow fix it, or like PS4 users will never be able to play Warzone again. Who knows?
Which would be epic. They're just like, fuck you, get a PS5 or that's it, man.
Well,
If you can, by the way.
Let me fucking buy one. I don't get a guy. No, I won't get a goddamn PS. I have to buy so many fucking things. I'm gonna have to go like, dude, my apartment's gonna be like the OG Noah apartment where I don't have any furniture or art or anything. It's gonna take me so much time to save up for all this shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sleep on an air mattress for like the first 2 weeks.
Are you serious? Dude, that's legendary.
My bed's not coming until who knows when. Like I ordered online from Bob's Discount Furniture.
Oh, huge mistake. Huge
they're
mistake.
like, yeah, we'll get it to you. Like it was advertised. It was like 3 to 5 business days. And then I get a call from this dude the day after I ordered. Who the fuck calls you when you order something online? He calls me. He's like, hey man, just want to let you know your bed's not coming for like 3 weeks or something like that. I was like, well, I'm moving this weekend. Is there any way, like, could I come pick it up? He's like, no, man, it's, it's no worries. It'll be there in like 3 weeks, and just hangs up on me. I'm like, oh, okay. So it might be a total scam. I might be not getting a fucking bed. Who knows? Dude,
Bob's Discount Furniture is a fucking icon of New England furniture superstores. So if they can't pull through, you're fucked, dude.
And I'm ultra fucked. Also, when I called Verizon to set up my internet, do you know, have you ever watched any Family Guy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you remember any of the scenes with Peter speaking on the phone with his maid?
No.
Well, there's this iconic, funny scene of him speaking. He has this like Spanish maid who can't speak English, and there's this scene of him like on the phone with her, and he's trying to get her to write down a phone number, and he's like two, like he'll start. He'll be like 212 or whatever, and she'll repeat it back, and she'll go 1 1. And he's like, no, I said 212. She says, yes, I know you say 2 1 2 1 1 1. So she thinks when he's saying 2 1, he's saying like 2 1s.
Oh,
and like it just keeps going. And he can't. This was my experience calling Verizon. I called this lady. She could not speak English. I could hear her kids yelling in the background, aggressively loudly, to the point where I kept expecting her to be like un momento, gotta deal with my fucking kids who are yelling, and just never happened. And the whole time but I would like ask her a question, or I would say something, and I could tell it would take her like 20 seconds to process. And eventually when it clicked what she thought I was getting at, she would go, oh yes. And it was so weird. It was a conversation that could have taken 5 minutes and took like 45 minutes. And she kept apologizing to me, like assuming I was angry. And like she's working at fucking 6:30 p.m. like with her kids yelling in the background. Like I don't think like never.
Poor lady, dude.
Yeah,
honestly.
never would I yell at her. But like she probably gets yelled at all the time because she can't fucking speak English, and she's treated like shit or whatever. And
as we all know, even if she could speak English, Verizon is a fucking amazing company who cares about all of their customers.
Yeah, cares about their employees even more. I mean, Jesus Christ. But yeah, that was a nightmare. And I was just trying to figure out like, how the fuck do I set up the Wi-Fi? She kept being like she kept asking me like, is Verizon available in your area? And fuck, you tell me. I see a Verizon sticker on the wall. Someone's been here with Verizon before. That's why I'm calling. Oh, okay, I see. And she pronounced Massachusetts as, oh, what did she say? It was so wrong. Is Massachusetts. That's what she said. Massachusetts.
I kind of like that. I might stick with that, honestly.
Yeah, so that's how the new apartment's going. And I was supposed to have my fucking router ready, but then this goddamn winter storm came. Fucking router didn't come, so now I'm without internet.
So you have no internet, no bed. Do you have furniture?
I have one wooden rocking chair. That is it.
Dude,
that's it, folks. It's a 2-room apartment and there's only one chair. And that's all that's going to be in there for like 2 weeks.
Dude, that's epic.
No TV, no art, no nothing. Just a wooden chair and a blow-up mattress.
This is legendary. What are the odds that you just keep that for as long as possible? Don't get anything else.
Like, yeah, when a girl comes over and she's like, "What the fuck? You're a fucking serial killer." I'm like, "No, don't worry about it. I put all my extra money in NFTs. It's okay."
Have you seen?
Trust me, I got this.
Yo, I got this. I have so many fucking poorly drawn monkeys. Have you seen True Detective?
No, but I think that is that the one with McConaughey and fucking Harrelson?
And Woody Harrelson. Matthew McConaughey's character is this kind of like ex-druggy guy who's like super nihilistic and stuff.
Everyone I've heard is like season 1 of True Detective is like best TV show ever or whatever.
I think you would actually enjoy it less than the average person because it's a little heavy-handed with some like kind of like philosophy 101 kind of shit. But anyway, the point is that McConaughey's character lives in a house that's literally, it's just an air mattress, a quarter-sized like mirror on the wall so he can stare at himself in the eye, and a box full of guns. And that's it. That's all of his possessions. I feel like that could really click with you. If you get like a box full of guns.
I don't think in this fucking socialist ass state that they would allow me to have a box full of guns, bro. I don't think that's legal. Must be against some law.
You gotta get involved in the cartel. You gotta know a guy.
I bet a cop.
Dude, there's gotta be a cop.
There's gotta be a fucking cop. Then I can do it.
Or you could start getting into Brazilian jiu-jitsu and turn your body into the weapon. Like, I am a weapon.
Jocko, like right up on he's like making out with the mic as he's fucking doing his podcast. You become one with the weapon.
This is Charlie Ligma and
and I'm Echo. Yeah, so
Echo Charles.
A lot of people have been asking.
Hey Jocko, it's me, Echo. What's going
He's got
on,
fucking
man?
like 20-inch arms.
He's like the biggest guy you've ever seen in your life. He'd be like the scariest motherfucker ever if you saw him on the street and he gets on the mic. He's like, "Hey, it's me, Echo. What's up, dude?
Hey, it's me." So it's cool that you say you want to wake up at 5 a.m. and all, but like, man, I'm tired. What do you say to that, Jocko? Well, here's the thing. It's the most fucking cringe.
And it's all in
yet
black
it gets
and
you
white.
so motivated.
Dude, maybe we'd have better podcasts if I have two competing ideas, one of which is that, and I'm seriously considering doing this because I have nothing going on right now, is that I drive up to your apartment and just we record and then I sleep on the floor in your empty ass in the other room, or we record in black and white because I feel like our chemistry is better in person. But if we did it in black and white, I feel like we'd take this more seriously.
Wait, what do you mean in black and white?
Like we set our color filters to black and white, just like Rocco does.
Is that something we can do?
Yeah. Can you also compress the audio to 32 bits? I don't know. I feel like that would.
What the fuck are you talking about? Compress it to 32 bits?
Oh, here we go. This is perfect.
I don't have no black and white.
You want to go to video filters and then select noir. It's the third one over.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we are.
This is it, baby.
People.
Time to motivate the people.
Now, this is great too, because I could upload it to YouTube and no one would know it's us.
We look so different, dude.
Yeah.
We're unrecognizable. Well, this is motivating. I've quit caffeine and alcohol and weed.
Yeah. How's that fucking going?
Dude.
Sounds miserable, but also like not.
It's kind of epic. Honestly, the fam and I went out for dinner tonight. And we got really good tacos at a taco place. And they had some what looked like really good margaritas, and I couldn't have any. And I don't know, dude. Like, so the not drinking is tough just because socially, like, I just like want to drink.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break the habit of like having like 2 or 3 beers like every night because that's not good, obviously. And like I really only went to sleep when I was high, which is also bad. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, probably, but
So probably not great. So my
it's
dreams have
legal.
been crazy. It is legal. It's legal. That's true. I feel like I have more energy throughout the day, which is
Yeah, that
nice,
makes a lot of sense.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just miss beer. And I'm like,
But
man,
like where does it get you?
well, I'm just hoping to have like broke the habits by the end of the month. The
Yeah.
caffeine thing I am keeping though. Like I don't like I probably will drink coffee periodically. I just want to decouple it from like my work day because I got in this like headspace if I can only get shit done when I'm really caffeinated. And now
Yeah.
I've realized that that's really like not true. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a fucked up cycle. There's no doubt about it. And once you realize too that caffeine doesn't actually give you energy, it like
Yeah.
it fucks you up in the head a little bit.
Yeah.
And, yeah. No, there's no doubt. But I just like more than anything, for me, it's the taste association of like
Dude,
getting
it's
up
so
and
good.
starting my day. And like this is it's just like an associative habit. So what's worked for me is just making a cup of coffee. Like when I'm just making coffee, I just make less. Because if I make a whole fucking pot, I'll drink the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, dude.
But if I just make a pot that's only enough for like a cup and a half of coffee, I'm not going to make more.
Yeah.
And so that's what's worked for me is just to do that. And then I'm trying to take less fewer days a week and just take less of it before I go lift.
Mhm.
That's been up and down. But I've found a balance that I think is where I'm pretty content at. But like I very rarely go over 300 milligrams a day, really.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I think I'm in a good spot. I think I'm in an okay spot with it. I mean, it's not good. It'd be better to not do it at all, but
yeah. I think you have much less of an addictive personality than I do because I was at like 600 milligrams a day every day since probably since I was 17.
yeah.
I've been drinking coffee since I was like 15. So
The problem for me is just like I have such bad digestion issues that if I get up into that range, I won't eat enough food because of the caffeine having the anti whatever like
the make you shit properties.
yeah, the make you shit properties, the make you not be hungry properties. And just yeah, like I'll just like it'll be like 3 p.m. and I'm still not hungry, and I'll be like on the toilet, like shitting my brains out. I'm like, okay, I feel miserable. And so that was like and that's when when I get to that stage, it's like, okay, I'm relying too much on the fucking coffee. It's time to force myself to if I just have 1 cup and then eat breakfast, I'm pretty good because then I'm like I've started my metabolism and I'm not like relying on just the caffeine for energy.
Just that like raw buzz, like almost like cracked out feeling that you get. Oh, dude, there's nothing like it though. There's nothing like that high.
Well, there's Coke.
Well, there is Coke. That's true.
Something like it. Some might say better.
So many people have said, not me, I wouldn't know what it's like, but many people have said that it is better.
Many people. Although the people also say the fucking hangover is like nothing else. And it wasn't even so much like that, of course, speaking on behalf of my friend here, but like it wasn't even so much like the traditional effects of being hungover. It was more just like friend of mine, felt like
Well, you can just say
weak.
I will understand that it's like we'll understand you mean a friend of yours. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. We hung out with these 2 close friends of ours who did Coke. We didn't do it. We'll just say I. Anyways, yeah. So I was feeling like I just felt like it was like my body was like this frame and like my insides were like being like pushed and squeezed in. Like I didn't have the strength to like fight back against gravity. Like I was just slugging into the ground and like couldn't move right. And was just so it wasn't like nausea and like headache as much as it was just like, holy fuck, I don't think I could bench the bar right now.
Yeah, it's because you've run through all your dopamine. So your desire to just like do anything is completely. I don't know if this is actually how it works, by the way,
That'd
but
be
what it
really
feels
depressing if
like
that is how it works.
I think it pretty much is though, is because you fire off all of the happy feel good chemicals and then you're just empty.
So people who are addicted to coke and doing it like 5 days a week or whatever, like, what are they even running on anymore?
Dude, I don't know. I think there's a like what happened?
It's just it's I guess it's like caffeine, where when you start doing a lot of caffeine, it's like it doesn't even make you feel good anymore. It just makes you not feel like shit.
Yeah, that I think that's actually. I mean, it's this dopamine fundamentally is the same.
Yeah.
I found an article on it. I'm not smart enough to understand this. All right, whatever. But the point is, yeah, we do need we need a real scientist.
A real scientist.
Dude, have you seen fucking Spider-Man yet?
No,
No spoilers here. Oh, all right, never mind. They got some memes in the movie. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know if money to see Spider-Man.
Well, I'm waiting for fucking Eternals to come to Disney Plus, and then maybe I'll go fucking see it. I don't know.
That movie looked horrible, dude.
Yeah, it got really bad reviews.
It looked awful.
I don't know. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter being like, that movie sucked, but that post-credit scene though. And I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. I'll watch that just for the
that's all scene. You need.
Yeah. And hey, fucking Richard, is it Richard or Robert Madden? The dude from Game of Thrones.
I think it's Robert Madden.
Robert Madden and Kit Harington doing a thing together is like weird enough to me that I'm interested.
Yeah. Dude, that fucking, I think his name's Robert Madden. Now I'm second guessing myself. He looks so much like Sebastian Stan to me that I can't. Similar. I thought it was like, oh, is this Bucky? Like for the first like 30 seconds, and I realized it's just like, oh no, Eternal. Like I don't know, dude. The comics show some pretty weird shit in there. So like, stranger things have happened. But
fucking what if happened? God damn that.
Did you finish What If?
Yeah, it fucked me up so bad. It was so depressing and terrible and weird, and I just hated every second of it.
But you made it through.
But I fucking made it through.
What's your review of
What If?
Of What If?
Just that the multiverse is super depressed. Like if you think you're in, if life feels insignificant within this one universe, when you start exploring the it's like holy fucking shit. It somehow everything just got 10 times more depressing, or not 10 times, infinitely more depressing. It's just Jesus fuck. But it's like a cartoon. So the fact that it's a cartoon and it's super dark and sad somehow makes it way worse, because like it should be like a happy, fun, whatever fucking, and they bait you in. The first 2 episodes are like super happy and the good guys win, and it's just like a kid's cartoon. The next 7, fuck everything. Like it's just depression. And
okay, wait, give me the blow by blow. How does it end?
Well, it ends with them like kind of saving the multiverse, but like a bunch of people's universes have just like gone to shit, and a bunch of people have died. Like most of our main characters are dead. Like they barely saved the multiverse. But fucking ironically, the person who turns into the ultimate bad guy in the show is fucking what's his name? I only can remember his name from when he was in The Office. It's like Robert California, the guy who's the James Spader, the guy who's the boss in season 8. What does he play in?
He's Ultron, right?
Ultron, yeah. Ultron is the mega bad guy in What If. It's like one of the episodes is what if Ultron had won, and then from there he like his desire to just like end life on Earth grows to like end life in the multiverse. So it's just so many fucking people are dead. And it's just like, what even is the fucking point? Like we get to a point where like all that's left is like Natasha, the fucking short midget German scientist, only in his robot form. You know what I'm talking about? Zola, yeah. Steven. Or what the fuck? It's Natasha, fucking robot German scientist dude in Ultron. And it's like, There's only 3 people left alive in the whole fucking everything.
In the whole multiverse?
In the whole fucking multiverse. Like we get to a point where like that's it. Like that
Do
doesn't
they undo any of it or like?
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It's just like I don't want to fucking watch a whole. And in the back of your mind, there's like a focus on Natasha because they're trying to make it even more depressing because of the fact that she was one of the few like Iron Man went out like guns ablazing, fucking I am Iron Man saving the universe, and Natasha just died not knowing if any of it. And so there's just like this focus on her, and it's depressing, and I just hate all of it. I hated all of it. Made me super sad.
All right, there you go, folks. 2 out of 10 would not watch again. Sad.
Would never watch again.
0 out of 10
episode,
even.
Did you ever watch The Walking Dead?
Yeah, a little bit. Like season 1.
Yeah, you build a little bit of like attachment to certain characters, this, that, the other thing, and then like when they get like a scratch, it's like the emotional like the fucking zombie episode where like the majority of our good guys are zombies, and there's like just the most random group of people who are left, and slowly one by one they start to get zombified, and it's just like characters who this time it's different, right? Because the MCU's been around for long enough that we've got a nerd like me has got enough emotional attachment to a fair amount of them to like see them turn into zombies and just get like eaten apart and then like get killed by other minor characters who happen to still be alive because they're now zombies. It felt so wrong on so many fucking levels.
Well, there you go. 0 stars, apparently.
0 fucking stars. 0 out of 10. Black Widow, fucking a lot out of 10 because of how hot her sister is.
Is that Florence Pook?
Yeah,
I don't know how to say her last name.
Yeah, we'll just call her Florence Poop. Her character in the MCU is fucking hot. Not as hot though as the new Hawkeye. Holy shit! I guess she's like famous, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
But, so that like made her a little bit less hot, which is weird. Like I've got some weird complex in my head there that I need to figure out. Like I thought like she'd never acted before, or like never, like this is her first thing. When I started watching, I was like, oh my God, I'm in love. And then I realized she was like famous, and it somehow made her less like, I don't know what psychological complexes at play there. Who the fuck knows?
Dude, she's in a. Did you think that the Gwen Stacy in Spider-Verse was hot?
No.
Okay.
I also really didn't like Spider-Verse. So
really, you didn't like Spider-Verse?
I found it boring.
Man.
But I was never into the comic. Like I've never read a comic in my life. So,
I mean, I'm not so into it that I know all those different spider people. Besides Peter Porker, of course, what a classic. Who could forget? But I don't know.
I thought who Miles was. And I'm not like opposed to Miles being a main character. I just don't like that it comes at the expense of Peter.
Yeah, but
like
we've already got a lot of Peters. Also,
no, I know,
I mean,
but the idea of killing a Peter Parker was too sad for me to get over. I couldn't get over it for the rest of the movie. And so then I'm like sad that fucking Peter Parker's dead, and you're gonna try and tell me like this Mr. fucking robot Looney Tune ass is Spider-Man 2? No, fuck out of here. I was having none of it. Absolutely none of it.
Part of me wants to say you missed the point of the movie, but fair enough.
And the misogynist in me was like, female Spider-Man? Fuck no.
I can't do this, dude.
No way, no how. No,
Absolutely
Black Spider-Man
disgusting.
Because black people are all athletic and they're cool or whatever the fuck. And, you know, I can just get real racist here for a second, too. It's like, that's fine. Woman? No.
Nope, that's over the line.
The fucking scene in Lincoln is just like my conservative friend wouldn't stop quoting for like 10 years about like the if we allow black people to vote, what's next? And he lists all these things that black people could start to do in society. And there's like just a quiet like black people like coming to a restaurant. And then he goes, what's next? Allowing women to vote, and the whole place just erupts and fucking. And this kid thought it was so goddamn funny, and he would say that line for like 10 years after the movie came out.
I mean, it's a good movie, but I don't know if that's worth quoting
I
for
watched
10
that movie
years.
4 times in theaters.
What?
That was back when I thought I was like Mr. fucking political genius. I was like, I got super into politics. It's like, ooh, politics fun.
So
It's really fun when it's like there's clearly one good side.
Yeah.
It makes it much more fun. And when you realize that's not how the world works.
Yeah, that's a depressing realization. When do you figure that one out?
Probably when I started to realize that there's a lot of fucking like lefties who are pieces of shit who I agree with on policy. Because for so long I was like in my head, I'm like, okay, whatever. I just don't like if I agree with people on policy, I don't give a, like they can be whoever the fuck they want to be and whatever. Like my whole thing is policy. And then realizing that there are people who I agree with on policy who I think are pieces of shit and who are lame and who are losers. And it's just like, holy fuck. Like it's exhausting. And it's like, I don't want to.
Is there specifically anyone in the online left space that you think is a outstanding piece of shit?
Outstanding piece of shit?
Yeah, name names here, dude. Let's go for blood.
Jackson Hinkle.
Yeah, but his policy prescriptions are also getting increasingly unhinged, though, right?
Kind of. I mean, he's just a loser who sits in his room and streams all day and like has lost a sense of like reality. But like I think he you know, he got to where he is coming from a place of just being like, yeah, I want Medicare for all, and I want, like, he started there, and it really wasn't that long ago that he's there. So yes, at this point, do I disagree with some of his policies? Sure, but I probably don't disagree with it that much. I don't know.
But he's gone so far down the rabbit hole that he's completely lost the plot.
He pisses me off because he's all about this like fucking like leftist purity of like, you're not a true communist unless you're like willing to fucking pick up your pitchfork and go to war tomorrow against every corporation or whatever. It's just like he's like, you know, so AOC is now just as bad as Joe Manchin because of the force the vote shit, and she wouldn't do it. And so like going there, and then like every single one of he streams every day, and all his titles are like Kyle Kalinske, like fucking, you know, whatever. Not owned. What's it called? Like it'll be like Kyle Kalinske exposed, Anna Kasparian caught in lies, and it's just like he's just doing like CNN shit where it's like they're putting like breaking news: Senate holds a vote. Like breaking news, like fucking AOC showed up to work today. Like that's what his live streams are every single fucking time, and he's just after money because his streams are set up with that cringe ass gamer shit where if you donate, it'll like say the donation message and like text to chat or text to speak, whatever. He's just after fucking money himself. And he's just trying to make it as a streamer. And so the purity of it, it just, God, it drives me bananas. And I hate the dude. And I want to genuinely beat him up.
Here we go. All right.
Is that watching him a lot?
A challenge to combat?
I would fight him. There aren't
many
people you could win? Online. I don't know. I hope so. But he's a person who enrages me enough that I would fight him.
All right. We naming any other names, or is that it?
Jimmy Dore doesn't really piss me off. He's more just sort of like, in my head, he's just like Mr. Looney Tunes who just like does a lot of drugs and like says whatever will get him clicks. And it's like, he's like boring. I don't know what the difference is. But somehow when Jackson does it, yeah, it might be age. I don't know.
I mean, also Jimmy Dore is clearly like, I mean, he's clearly over the hill. He's clearly just in it for money. Yeah. I don't know if presumably he has fans who take him seriously, but I don't know, dude. Presumably, in theory. Many people are saying.
Yeah, and I find myself too. Some of the, I don't know. I get pissed off at people who are like, identity politics is like killing the world and we're all going to die because of identity politics. And it's not because I'm not paying any taxes and I'm a billionaire. No, it's because fucking identity. So those people piss me off way more. But I do get lost at times in the left of like, I do feel like there is some truth to sometimes there is like a like trying to feel better about myself as a white guy by like just like listing attributes that equal oppression and being like, you know, what I was thinking about is like not enough online leftists are willing to acknowledge that like fucking short whatever, like 20 length list of people. Like, it's an exaggeration, but like people are marginalized. And it's like, then to me, it feels disingenuous and it feels like a race to like find the oppressed person. And it doesn't feel genuine. So I don't know. Those people exist too. And Owen Higgins is one of the ones who comes up for me there, even though I love him on policy and I love his Twitter feed and everything about him. But there are times where I find myself like, it's not even stuff that he tweets. It's like sometimes I'll like see things that he likes. And I'm like, ugh, this is like this has clearly been tweeted by someone who hasn't left their bedroom in 5 years.
Dude, they're all like that though. And I mean, the worst part is we're all turning into that person the longer coronavirus goes on.
Yeah. When I got my haircut this week, holy shit. My barber, the first thing he started talking to me about was he's like, dude, like start of the fucking haircut. Like, dude, you know what's fucking crazy, bro? When I went to the Joe Rogan show at the Garden, bro, fucking, can you believe it, man? They were fucking me making wear a mask when I walked inside. But once you get inside, you can take a mask off. Like, how crazy is that? Haha, dumb liberals. Haha. It's like just started the conversation. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, dude.
Well, anyways, at least you got this wave of COVID out of the way already. So you're set regardless of what the fuck your barber was or was not carrying.
Yeah.
Dude, that's good. It's good when people just reveal their true colors just like right out of the gate. It's like, well, I can make a lot of inferences. Yeah. Because you know exactly like what that guy's into. Loves Rogan.
The thing is like too, like I knew what's so funny about it. What I like doing with those people is like, obviously I'm not going to try and like engage with my barber and like try and change his mind. So it's kind of funny is I'll just throw out like what I know are just stupid fucking talking points. And just to see how riled up I can get him, just be like, yeah, man, like, what? Yeah, dude, you're so right. Like, and I'll just be like in my head, I'm like, this is just blatantly false or just a lie or something that's filled with just bad logic. And it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel smart.
What are your current go-to talking points to get people riled up?
Well, just on the COVID shit. Just be like,
oh yeah,
dude, like I got COVID like a month ago, and like I only had like a fucking runny nose, bro. It was crazy, man. And they wouldn't let me go to work because I had COVID, bro, and I only had a runny nose, dude. It was crazy, bro. Fucking crazy, bro. I'm depressed because I have to fucking be inside because I got COVID, bro. It's like, well, no, I probably only had a runny nose because I got the shots, but. Well, no, we don't need to mention that, but
not saying that we're vaccinated because we would never we're wolves in a world of sheep.
That's the thing about us is that you can't bow down to what people are telling you.
Actually, wait, you're right. I got to go into conservative talk radio.
This is Dirk Chryslinger with Voice of America coming to you again from the middle of Idaho, where real Americans still roam. This coronavirus is.
I don't know where this is. Dude, this is. I have a bunch of one-word tests. I can figure out where you stand on COVID with how you pronounce coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
If it's coronavirus, then you're like either center or left of center. If you say coronavirus, then you're decidedly right wing. The second question is this is the Boober Test. What do you call the restaurant that has the logo that's a big golden M?
McDonald's.
All right, so you say McDonald's. The boomer in you would say McDonald's.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do, dude.
McDonald's? No, they do not. There's no
they do.
way.
100% they do.
McDonald's? That's
disgusting. Dude. We're into McDonald's.
Yo, bro, I'm so fucking high, dude. We should hit up Mac Dicks. It's
no, but they're boomers, so they're not getting high during McDonald's. So like, I went down to McDonald's and I got a
high. They're like, hey, honey. what do you say we take a date night to McDonald's?
Oh, I left the wife. I had to head down to McDonald's after I.
I would never forget the day I broke my grandfather, who has like more social anxiety than me.
Oh God!
Like as a young kid, going to McDonald's, he brought us to McDonald's for dinner. So, fucking cringe. Like who brings their grandchildren to McDonald's and has like a sit down meal at McDonald's? Weird vibe. But I ordered a cheeseburger, and I cannot fucking stand when there's pickles on my goddamn cheeseburger. Won't eat it.
Okay.
Won't fucking eat it. So I got my cheeseburger, and I said no pickles when I ordered it. He makes all the kids order because he's too nervous to like talk to he's so like antisocial, won't talk to them.
Mhm.
I get my cheeseburger, and 5-year-old me is fucking about to take a bite, and I see the pickles. I'm like, I won't eat it. And he's like, well, you have to have dinner. I'm like, no, there's pickles. I won't eat it.
I can't.
So I put him in the position of having to go back up to the fucking person, be like, hey, my 5-year-old grandchild won't eat his cheeseburger because pickles. Can you make another one? Or maybe I had pickles and ketchup, so like I couldn't get him off easy. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
Who knows? But he was like petrified, and I could see I can't get the image out of my mind. And I was like 5 or 6 or some shit. He was just like, he was as devastated as you'd expect someone who just like got like news, like life-shattering news about like their job or some shit. It just, the look on his face. So I thought he hated me for a really fucking long time. Turns out he's the man. He's just antisocial, which runs in the family, I guess.
Well,
But
damn, dude, that's first of all, fuck you for putting McDonald's.
McDonald's, please sponsor us. Can you imagine if this show was brought to you by McDonald's?
Dude, that'd be awesome. We got like a free.
Wait, the funniest tweet of all time. This baseball player. No, I've got to find this and send this to you. The funniest. Wait, well, my camera's not gonna fucking work. I have to screenshot this to you. This is this 42-year-old baseball player, just out of nowhere, never uses social media, tweets this.
All right, I'm waiting. It's coming through.
Let me send it. Go.
Do you love tech as much as I do? Damn, dude, pointing at a TV from probably a decade ago.
It's like the fucking The Office episode where
Dude, that's
they go over to
awesome.
Michael's apartment. He's got like a 3-inch square TV. Oh my god. Hashtag techie.
Hashtag techies.
It's just boomer who doesn't even have a smartphone or has an Android or whatever.
One must wonder why, yeah, dude, if the Android club race needs to die out. One must wonder why Best Buy was like, yeah, fuck it, pay for this tweet.
Let's hit up Nelson Cruz. This dude who's played baseball for 22 fucking years has made so much goddamn money playing baseball and just hitting home runs. He can't even run anymore. His knees don't have any cartilage left. It's just bone. And he just sits up there and he's fucking, his nickname is like Boomstick because he like sort of limps around the bases. He just hits his home run and sort of limps around. And that's what he does. He's like in his 40s. And then he's like, yeah, today I'm going to partner with Best Buy. He's probably never been in a Best Buy in his life.
Dude, Best Buys are depressing. So frankly, I don't blame them.
Kind of
Best Buys. Really?
But I haven't been in one since I was like probably in middle school. So
they're
back then.
They're so bright and like oddly dirty in like some kind of strange way. And like horribly organized. I don't know. It's just a bad vibe all around.
The people who work there are depressing.
Yeah, dude. I got to hand it to Apple. They've got it figured out. The Apple Store's experience is fucking unmatched.
Yeah.
It's elite, dude.
Some might say, though, that the dispensary experience
significantly better.
Yeah, it's incredible. It makes me want to spend every dollar I own on marijuana.
Dude, it's really good.
Beautiful marketing. It's like
what's
you find
the
this like random ass dump. And there's like nothing good around it. And you're like, get out of your car and I'm gonna get fucking shot. And then you walk in and it's like the future. And it's just weed everywhere.
Everything is like incredibly like clean and bright.
And there's so much just like see-through glass and shit. Like it really feels like you're in the fucking future. Like I wouldn't be shocked if I walked in, there's like a hologram that's like the size of my head and it's like a fucking thing of weed. And it's like, let me like take this strain out and put this strain in
and build your own weed strain right there.
Yeah. But then also like when you go up and order, it's sort of like going to McDonald's. Which sort of takes away from the meme of it a little bit.
Yeah, dude, the one near me has actually just solved the problem where you order on an iPad and then you just go up to the register and you tell them your name and hand them your ID and then give them money and that's it.
Yeah. I ordered online, so I didn't even have to. I just showed up and gave them my ID and they're like, oh, yeah. They didn't even ask for my name. They used my ID and he looked at my name on my ID dude. And just grabbed my shit and gave it to me.
So how are the pre-rolls?
Dude, I got zoinked last night
in a good way.
Holy shit. Yeah, and it's a strain that is compared to the tincture that you got me was what was it, indica or something?
Yeah, that's
one of the ones that's sort of like
nap time,
happy, sleepy. This one's just straight energy and giggles. Like I was no joke. I put on my earbuds and started listening to Green Day and started flying around like a plane. I was so fucking high, and I was like, it was heaven on earth. I was an airplane listening to Green Day, and I just listened to like a whole album just zipping around the house.
That's awesome.
And it was. I was so happy. And then I was like, oh shit! I've only smoked half of this. I fucking finished it.
And then,
but I couldn't go to bed because my mind just wouldn't stop thinking of new funny things. And
did you ever
laughing in bed?
You gotta. Damn, that sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah, whatever the fuck this shit was mind blowing. It hits different when you smoke it.
We should do an ad for them. Next time, figure out if you can find out what they are, and then I'll go buy some too, and we'll see what happens, dude.
I know what the strain is, but I don't. But I don't know if you mean the store.
No, like is it like a brand of pre-rolls, or is the store just doing their own thing?
I think the store might be doing their own thing. It's just like because it was advertised as just like a strain of weed that comes in a 5-pack of pre-rolls, and all it says. Well, here, wait. For the sake of interest, let me grab the shit real quick.
We're gonna find out, folks. All right, here we are. Just doing a little bit of vamping. Oh, who is this? It must be our friend.
Dirk Risslinger coming to you live from Voice of America as our degenerate friend. Chris shows us his marijuana fetish.
The pack just says the store that I bought it from.
Oh shit. That's some elite shit you got right there, then, dude.
It's called Citrus Rain. It's the strain. It's a hybrid that combines two. When I Googled it, it's like the combination of two of the most like stupid sounding, like, okay, this is clearly just fucking losers coming up with names. It's like Citrus Bomb and whatever.
Citrus Rain pre-roll. It is a hybrid.
Yeah.
A cross between Citrus Sap and Rainmaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it's like, okay, this
hybrid flower are strains that combine both indicas and sativas to produce a flower with unique characteristics from each type of strain.
Yeah.
Can be enjoyed at any time of the day.
Yeah, I could take just like a few puffs of this and just go like to work, no problem. But I'm not going to do that because one of my rules, it's like Mr. Robot, where he's like, because he only takes a certain amount of. What is he doing in that show? It's not meth, but it's
heroin.
No. Shit.
I've seen the show too. Suboxone.
It might be the one that's like he takes another pill that like keeps him from getting withdrawal symptoms.
Oh, morphine.
Morphine. Yeah, morphine. He does morphine. My way of telling myself that I'm not addicted to drugs is I just limit myself to a certain amount and only a certain time of day that I'll do it. And then I like convince myself I have self-control, even though like I need it to go to sleep. But whole nother, I don't need it actually. I do have days where I tell myself I'm not going to do it tonight, and then I end up doing it anyways. So in that way, I do have a problem. But it's not as if, I just went a whole fucking month without smoking because of my drug test. So it's not as if I can't shut it off.
But
if I
it
really
is
need to.
Life is just better when you get high periodically.
Yeah. And certainly on the weekend, there's no reason for me not to.
Yeah, for sure.
And with how fucking chill my job is, holy balls. I mean,
is it a good gig? I guess we haven't been over this yet.
I've worked 3 days so far. 8.5 hour days. We get half an hour lunch, but there's no clocking in or out, so you really take as long as you want. My manager is what's sick about it is that I have a manager who's like manager of all the people who work for the company that's like contracted out by the actual lab. But I never see him. He's in a whole separate building. So my manager there's only 2 people in the audiovisual department. So there's me, who's like a tech, and then there's my manager. My manager is like this 30-year-old dude, super chill, super awesome, full blown like leftist, like anti-work type.
Oh, hell yeah,
shit.
dude.
So his whole fucking shit is just like, dude, they're trying to take advantage of us all fucking day long. So you know what we're gonna fucking do? We're gonna if they're gonna treat us like shit, then we're gonna do the bare minimum, and we're just gonna chill and like watch YouTube videos on our laptop when no one's looking. So the 3 days I've been there, I've done, I would say I'm there for 8.5 hours a day. I've averaged about an hour of work a day. And the other 7 hours.
You made fun of me for my fucking
and I'm really that's really not an exaggeration. I swear to God. I swear to God, we watched a Batman movie on the big ass screen in the auditorium because no one comes in there, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
We have a phone.
And if someone does come in, you can just be like, yeah, we're systems testing.
Yeah, that's he started showing me it, and he pulled up this funny YouTube video. And I was like, I got anxious because I was like, it was the first day. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, wait, like, what if like our boss like walks in and we just like have like a meme compilation, like how would that look? And he's like, oh no, dude, here's the thing. They don't understand what we do. Whatever we put up here, we just tell them it's because something's broken and we're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
God damn, dude.
Oh yeah, wait, you're right. They have that's the beauty of it, is that our actual manager has no fucking clue what we do because he doesn't know how to use computers.
Dude, your life is going to be such a meme. I hope you know this.
About to be fucking incredible. I get to go just fuck around at work all day, and I get to live in an auditorium which has like a booth that's all my own, and no one comes in there. And we have a phone, which technically we're supposed to answer, but no one ever checks whether or not we answer it. So actually, it's like, talking on the phone with people sucks. So I only respond to email. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me, bro. So that phone is just fucking off. You call the AV department, we ain't picking up. Nothing's happening. And he's like, oh no, here's the thing, dude. The password expired. And so like if someone would ever ask, like there's a password to get into it. It's like if someone ever asks, I'll be like, oh, the password just broke a couple days ago. I've got to reset it. That's why I haven't been able to answer phone calls. But and he said that's been going for like 6 months and no one's asked him about it. So
damn.
I have, and on top of this, it's not going to be this perfect forever, but the company that I work for, who was brought in by the actual big old lab, it's like this big science lab. So everything about buildings, facilities is contracted out. So the company that employs me to do the audiovisual stuff, they just lost their contract. I remember I was texting you about this.
Yeah.
And so then there was a worry where we're all like, are we going to have jobs? Like, and so, but one of the people who works for the actual science or whatever came in the next day to me and my manager. He's like, look, you guys do a great job. Whenever we have problems, you fix it. If he's like, he's like, we're going to fully recommend to the new company that comes in to keep you two. But if for some weird freaking reason they like decide not to or whatever, then we'll just hire you.
Holy shit.
So basically our jobs are guaranteed, but our manager, as I was telling you, he got let go midway through my orientation. He got the news that the contract, he didn't technically let go, but there was no new contract agreed to. So he was out of a job. Like his only job was to manage the employees. And so if that company is no longer there, then he literally has nothing. So we're in this 3-month phase now where he's just looking for a new job, and he's my only manager, like my only like manager. So he could care less what the fuck's happening.
Right.
So I've got this 3-month window of just not a single person will ever check anything about what I'm doing ever.
Because he's stressed out about, dude, this is perfect.
Yeah, this is like, and I'm getting fucking paid like $55,000 to just fucking show up to work and watch YouTube videos. And this dude, like last week, he's like, yo, Hassan just started a stream. I'm going to pull up the Twitch on the fucking big auditorium. I'm like, okay, cool. We go sit down there and we go get our fresh cup of coffees and we just watch Hassan's stream.
That's awesome. What a life, dude.
Yeah, I fucking made it. I was like, holy shit. I really had a moment this past week where I was like, I fucking made it. Like, this is it.
You're doing it.
Apparently AV Tech's like, I'm at a low sal. Like my manager who's making 80K was like, yeah, the previous manager left because he could get more money as a tech with this other company nearby. So like apparently like AV Techs or whatever can make a fair amount of fucking money. So apparently there's some money for me to grow. But for now, I'm big chilling. Playing the
you system. Did it, dude. You got your apartment with your fucking one chair and your air mattress and a job that doesn't require you to do anything. Perfect.
Yeah, and lots of weed.
And weed. What more do you need? Just don't get too high at work and you're good to go. Or do.
I won't
fuck around and find out.
Because then I won't enjoy it at night. That's my main motivation.
True.
It's like I need to like it needs to be my reward for the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But more than anything too, it's just like I literally have. It's like the Noah's reason for not smoking every day has nothing to do with like the health concerns of the marijuana itself. It's just that he doesn't want to get fat. He doesn't want to return to the community. He's, neither of us have any, I mean, not that anyone really does, but neither of us have any self-control when we're high. Like I'll just keep ordering Uber Eats and just won't stop.
Yeah.
So I can't do that every night.
Dude, it really,
I can't afford it like in my gut.
It really does just hit different though. High food is just incredible. It's like that shitty Chinese food we got.
Dude, shitty Chinese is my absolute go-to.
Man. Oh God.
Almost more enjoyable for me than the actual, the food is the most enjoyable part. But like when I get that high, like the concept that I can just like click these buttons on my phone and then like magically half an hour later, like fried Asian food will just appear on my doorstep. It genuinely shatters my, like it's just mind boggling. And I can find myself every like 2 minutes being like, oh shit, like what if it's not going to work? And then like it always does because it's fucking minutes. Of course it works. And it gets there and I'm like, oh my God, it's here, bro.
It's amazing.
The most fun thing in the world. Yeah, it feels like a miracle.
God.
And Jesus being born without a father and then Chinese food on my doorstep.
Incredible.
Miracles.
For the low price of a fucking $15 delivery fee or whatever the fuck. Those upcharges are brutal, man. The trick is you just live on beans and rice and like frozen broccoli the rest of the time.
Yeah, so you're fucking.
You just save all your money.
What was his brother name? I won't say his real name. No, his first name is the same as my first name, and he deactivated. He was near PC. Beans and rice guy.
Oh yes, yeah.
Eat that,
dude, and spinach. And don't forget the spinach.
Yeah, the steamed fucking spinach. God, it would piss me off when I worked at the fucking egg station. He'd come up. Like, order some fucking eggs, man. Eggs are like at least kind of fun to make. Because there's like, in theory, kind of a challenge. Like you have to kind of do it right. And there's like getting a nice egg, it's sort of rewarding. Like, and not really, but it's something you do to pass the time. You give me a fucking bowl of spinach and you say, hey, I want this steamed. Miserable.
Just
Makes
dump
me
it in
feel
there
like a
and like
worthless
don't
piece
fuck
of
up.
shit. Don't give me the fucking. And also, don't be pulling this bullshit of showing up at like 7:30 a.m., fully showered, nice hair, fully awake, and asking for spinach. Who the fuck are you to have your goddamn life that together?
Dude,
Fuck
once you quit caffeine, it all starts coming together, dude.
Yeah. And he
That's
also
the
like
trick.
somehow built this narrative that just like everyone around school was like, he like has to eat healthy or some shit. Like, do you remember what I'm talking about?
What?
Like,
No.
there was this like myth of him where it was just like he like can't, like he only eats super healthy foods because his body, like that's all his body can process. And he's like turned into like, once he realized that like, you know, that his body can only process like rice and beans or whatever, he turned into like Superman. It's like out running track all day long and I don't know, whatever the fuck. Running.
Feels like you bought into the myth a little bit too hard, dude.
Yeah, I did.
That is the trick, though.
Yeah. And then one day, fucking. Oh, anyways, we're talking about people we know, and it's boring. I need to stop doing that.
Oh man. All right. Well, we gotta put the Pink Whitney episode on the books. That one's gonna
put the
be.
Pink Whitney episode in the books. Yeah. That one's gonna be. Well, that's a few weeks away. So
Dude, we gotta do that. Should we do that IRL? Is that worth?
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Hey, and you can come if you want to come and fucking record. If you want to come and record in person and not do drugs, and I'll just do drugs, like that's cool with me. But I'll do.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I have nothing going on, so in theory, I could drive up and then drive back. So
the only thing I would just say is like, I mean, I would love to have the company and like would love to have you come and hang out, but like, if you see me like smoking a joint, I imagine it'll be kind of difficult to say no if you're like trying to really.
Nah, dude, I mean, I have
you have good willpower.
I have great willpower.
Then fucking go for it. Yeah, that'd be fun. And I'll get the only thing is like once I get super high, like I'll be all depressed if I'm the only high one, and I'll be trying like peer pressure you, and you'll just have to tell me once, like, dude, you're peer pressuring me. Shut the fuck up. And I'll be like, oh yeah, wait, you're right. And then I'll stop.
Yeah,
I think that's how it'll go. Or maybe I'll have the self-control and just be content smoking on my own. Who knows? Probably not.
Dude, it's gonna be so good to be either that or we just like don't record in person. We just avert this whole thing. I just hunker down in the basement alone.
You could do that.
Yeah,
I think I gotta like prepare more, or I've got to do a better job of like writing down the topics and shit. I haven't done that.
Yeah, dude, me too. This was kind of a cluster. I mean, hey, look, it's been a rough week for both of us. It's the first week back to work for me. It's your first week of work.
Of working hard.
Working hard, dude. Coming home all sore to the wife and kids.
Slept through my alarm on the second day and like woke up when I was supposed to be there. And I texted my manager, or not my manager, my like chill manager. But still, like I'd only been there for one day. So I was still pretty fucking nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, dude, this is so embarrassing, but I'm going to be, you know, it's a 20-minute drive to work. I was like, I'm going to be 25 minutes late today. Like I was just like, I find that in situations like that, like the best thing to do is just be like, I screwed up.
Yeah.
This is what happened. This is when I'm going to be here. Say to me what you want, whatever, just like 3 blunt sentences. And he texted me back. He's like, oh, haha, no worries. Take your time, bro. If you want to like stop and get coffee on the way to work, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay.
Oh. Yeah, the office culture is a little bit, more relaxed than.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, I don't have to clock in. Ooh. It feels what's weird about it is that I'm like, I've made this switch to like the most corporate job ever as far as who I'm working for, but the culture is very much not that.
Yeah.
It's the most like anti-corporate culture, which is so weird. I think it's because everyone who works there is rich. Like, not everyone. Like, the people who work for the fucking science company, they're all rich. Mm-hmm. So they don't fucking care. They're on their own fucking time. They do whatever they want. And they all leave by 3. The place is empty. And I'm like on the clock until 5. So I just like sit there and don't do anything. Anyways, incredible. Time to get high. I'm not going out. I'm going to get high.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks.